What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph? You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, okay, we're coming back to Unlucky Morpheus. Yes, indeed, Unlucky Morpheus fans, feeling you. Come on now. Here we go. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all of the clicks and the likes and the bibbidi bop, do me a favor before you do all that stuff. Please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Krauser and Home Gnome. They both want to see me react to this is Unlucky Morpheus with a live performance and covers of Van Halen's Eruption and Dream Theater's The Dance of Eternity.
So round, so firm, so fully packed, so easy on the draw.
Now, have I heard these songs before? Yes, I have. Full disclosure, I am very familiar with both of these songs. Eruption is one of those little guitar solo type songs that every guitar player in the world tries to play, and maybe 5% actually get it. I have heard so many guitar players try, and I love it when guitar players go, oh yeah, I can play it, and then they try, and then they just fumble, and it's like, and then look at me, go, what'd you think? I'm like, pretty good. It was a train wreck in reality, but I don't want to be too harsh. But yeah, it's one of those songs that every guitar player chases after. That's like the unicorn for a lot of guitar players. So it's gonna be interesting to see Unlucky Morpheus perform that. And then The Dance of Eternity. Yeah, I'm very familiar with that song coming off of the, which was it? Scenes from a Memory album, the instrumental for that album. Very familiar with that entire album. I love that album. I still listen to that album to this day. I know I kind of fell in love with Dream Theater, but I will still give that entire album a listen 2 or 3 times a year. And I'm familiar with the subunit of Unlucky Morpheus, Quadratum. I saw the music video that they did for this, so for this cover. So I know they're very capable. But now all of a sudden, now here's the question I have. It says Unlucky Morpheus, but we're doing 2 instrumentals. So Fuki is going to be a non-factor here, right? I mean, she's not going to be singing, obviously, so is it really Unlucky Morpheus, or is it really more Quadratum? I don't know. You guys in the comments tell me what you think. I'm sure Fuki's out there, but she's not going to be singing, so she's not really going to be a factor. So I don't know. I don't know how to go with this, but yeah, I'm familiar with both, but this is a live performance, so I could still react to the live performance, but unfortunately, that's going to be far more about the visuals. It's going to be more about stage interaction, crowd interaction, showmanship, production, stage presence, and stage energy. It's going to be far more about that than it is about the songs. I will take how well they played the songs into account a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit, because I have heard, well, Quadratum, Unlucky Morpheus, take your pick. I have heard them do this before, so that's no shock. So this is really going to be more about the visual than it is about the music, unfortunately. So sorry about that, guys, but that's just how the channel rolls. Let's see, this was posted by Unlucky Morpheus, okay? And the video has 77,000 views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Live cover, Eruption from Van Halen and The Dance of Eternity from Dream Theater. No mention of Unlucky Morpheus here. Yeah. Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens here. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Oh, get out. Are you kidding? Wow. Okay. Wow. Good Lord. Wow. 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 I thought it was, when I saw Eruption, I thought it was going to be one of the guitar players. I didn't know it was going to be Jill. Dear Lord.
Impressive. Most impressive.
My goodness. Anybody who questions Jill's ability, anybody who ever questions just how good Jill is, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, Exhibit A. This is all the evidence you need to prove that she is an amazing talent with that violin. I loved watching her eyes, man. Good Lord. Was she zeroed in, laser focused on her fingerboard? My goodness. Whoo! That was a treat. That was a treat. We can start the video right now. I don't even need to watch Dance of Eternity. I've seen the new Dance of Eternity. Never seen that before. That was cool. That was absolutely cool. We could start the video right now.
No, I'm just getting warmed up.
Well, I'm not gonna. We're gonna keep going here. I love that tappy part. I've always loved that tappy part. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. And then the keyboard. Bum, 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 bum. And instead of keyboard, we got Jill. That works too. Hey, why not? Look, it got the job done. I love that. That's so great. Oh, man. Probably one of the best instrumentals that Dream Theater ever wrote, honestly. I dig this tune. I really do. I know there's a ton of time signature. I think it's 104 or 103 time signature changes that happen throughout this entire song. But somehow it ends up not feeling awkward and it just feels smooth all the way through. Anyway, let's keep going here. Before we get to the ragtime section. I don't want to have to pause in the middle of that. Man, they're playing the song accurately. Absolutely accurate. They're hitting every accent. They're hitting every note, every placement, every time signature change. They're absolutely nailing it. They're absolutely nailing it. I really wish I could take the song into account. I really do, because we'd be in the fives without question. Without question. We'd be in the fives. The problem here is, sometimes I hate my own rules. I really do. But you know what? The rules are the rules, and I have to follow them. Unfortunately, I can't react to the song because I know the song two different ways. I've heard Dream Theater do it hundreds of times, and I heard Quadratum. I've heard this. The four of them. I've heard them do it before. So this is not a shock. This is not a surprise. I'm basing my reaction and my score and my review completely on the visual, which I'm sorry to say, unfortunately, is lackluster at best. God, I'm going to hate giving the score I'm going to give this. I really am. I already have an idea of the score I'm going to give this, and I don't like it. I really don't. But according to the rules of the channel, it's the score I have to give it, and it sucks. It really sucks. I don't want to think about it right now. I just want to enjoy the song. I just want to enjoy what they're doing with their musicianship. Ragtime section. I gotta give him props. That's like the hardest part of the song right there. The last, like, seriously, like the last 30 seconds we just heard, that's like seriously the toughest part of the song. Oh, back a little more. Back a little more. There we go. You saw Jill over there yanking those broken hairs off of her bow. Like, get out of here. I'm surprised her bow hasn't been absolutely shredded to pieces. She's got some great bows. I'm sure she's got an endorsement deal. I don't know which bow company she's endorsed by, but I'm sure she does. Because she has got to go through bows like guitar players go through strings. She has got to. But I also know for a fact that she earns that sponsorship. She absolutely does. She represents that brand well. And that brand has no problem giving her free bows. I guarantee you. I'm dreading. I am dreading giving this a score. I really am. Because I already have an idea of the score I'm going to give it, and I hate it. I hate the score I'm going to give this, but I already know this is what it's going to be, and I don't want to give it. I really don't, man. I really don't, because people are going to take it the wrong way. And I'm going to be in for a lot of complaints and a lot of grief. Anyway, let's finish this out, and let's rip off the Band-Aid and let the pain begin. Rip it off. Get out of here. Yowza. Yeah, they can play it live. Without question, they can absolutely play it live. And they can play it just as well live as they do it in studio. Yep. I'm seriously, folks, I'm dreading this review. I already know the score I'm going to give. It's already in my head, and I hate it. I hate it. I don't want to give this score, but unfortunately, I gotta follow the rules of the channel, guys. The rules apply to everybody, including myself. So I don't have to get my thoughts together. I already know what I'm gonna say. I'm just okay. I'm gonna try to come up with a way to say what I need to say without causing a war. That's gonna be the trick. How to say what I'm gonna say without by minimalizing the damage that it's going to do. So give me some time to think about not what I'm going to say, but how I'm going to say it. And I'll see you in the review, and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was, I mean, technically it's actually quadratum, but according to the title that was given by Krauser and Home Gnome, it was Unlucky Morpheus. I guess it was an Unlucky Morpheus show. But Fuki was nowhere to be seen, so technically it's quadratum. I don't know. You guys weigh in on that however you want. Anyway, we had them performing a live performance of 2 covers. It was Eruption by Van Halen and The Dance of Eternity by Dream Theater. This was a request, like I said, from Krauser and Home Gnome. Okay, here comes the part I'm dreading. Before I give my score, I really need everybody to open their ears and pay attention to what I'm going to say. Because if you do, the score is going to make sense. If you don't pay attention to what I say, and if you don't pay attention to every single word that I'm going to say, you are going to jump to conclusions, and you're going to jump on me, and you're going to attack me. And the thing is, that attack will be completely unjustified, okay? You really need to pay attention to what I'm going to say here. I know both of these songs very well. I am extremely familiar with Eruption by Van Halen. I am even more so, I am extremely familiar with The Dance of Eternity by Dream Theater. I know that album inside and out. I was in a band for a while, a long number of years, and we spent months, about 3 months, learning that entire album note for note, inside and out, to the point where we actually were able to play the entire album. It took us 3 months to learn. And a month of it, I kid you not, was spent on this one song. The hardest song on the entire album, without question. That song took us forever to learn. But we did, and we were able to play it note for note. Trust me when I say this, I know that song forward and backward. And I'm going to say that they did a fine job, an outstanding job of covering both songs, okay? They nailed Dance of Eternity. They took a couple of liberties here, like the bass player, for example. When they had the little bass break, he took a couple of liberties. He didn't play it exactly like John Myung played it, but what he played was comparable. And I think it fit perfectly fine. I got no issue with it. But I would say they nailed, like, without taking liberties, I would say they nailed about 95% of that song. Note for note, beat for beat, tone for tone, exactly like the original. Eruption, seeing Jill do it, that was a surprise. I was actually expecting one of the guitar players. So to see Jill do Eruption was, number one, a very pleasant surprise. Number two, man, anybody who questions her ability, anybody who questions just how good is Jill with the violin, have her watch that. That will seriously shatter all doubts in people's minds of whether or not she is a great violin player or not. Just the fact that she was able to play Eruption at all on any instrument. I cannot tell you how many guitar players I have met who have told me they can play Eruption, and then they try and they get like 60% of it, 60 to 70% tops. And in their minds, they think they've got it. And I'm sitting here listening to it going, no, that's, you don't have it 100%. Did Jill play it 100%? No, but there are certain things that you can do on a guitar that you just cannot do on any other instrument, okay? That's just a fact. I will say it sounded to me like she also nailed about 90 to 95% of it, which is higher than most guitar players can do that I know. So, I've played with. So, I give her all the credit in the world, taking that guitar riff and playing it on a violin, like I said, with about 90 to 95% accuracy, based completely on limitations of the instrument. Look, you cannot tap with two hands on a violin. You can't do it, okay? But what she did sounded amazing. So I got no issue with anything she did at all. Having said all that, and given them all the praise that they absolutely deserve, they deserve all of the praise in the world for their musicianship and their talent and their ability to play these two very complex songs in a live setting. I give them all the credit in the world for that, okay? I do. Having said that, though, since I do know these songs so well, and I've actually heard Unlucky Morpheus / Quadratum play Dance of Eternity, I can't take the songs into account. I can't even really take how well they played the songs into account. I take into account a little bit. But unfortunately, my score is based completely on the visual. What we saw and not so much what we heard. So, stage presence, stage energy, stage interaction, crowd interaction, showmanship, production. That is what I'm basing my score on, and this is why I'm absolutely cringing inside right now. I know the score I'm going to give this, and it's not right. It's absolutely not right. I understand. Trust me. I know a lot of people are going to be upset when they hear the score I'm going to give. And I'm sorry. I am apologizing in advance. I'm sorry, guys. I really am. I wish I could give this a higher score. But unfortunately, it is the channel's rules, and I have to abide by the rules of the channel. I'm not going to make an exception for them because I've never made the exception for anyone else. So, I'm sorry, but I'm going to give the score. I know people are going to be upset, but like I said, my hands are tied. So, based on the visuals, on the live performance visuals, with just a little bit of the audio included in this, out of a possible 5 stars, God, I don't want to give this score. I really don't. I'm going to give it 3 stars. Yeah, 3 stars. Look, I hate that score. I hate giving it. But unfortunately, from a purely visual aspect, it is the score that I feel this performance deserves. Let me tell you why.
Why?
God, I hate this. Let's just go down the checklist. Stage presence. Yeah. Stage presence was there. Check. Yes. Stage energy. I'm going to give it a check barely. And that's completely thanks to the drummer. Okay? The drummer was super active back there, and he was a lot of fun to watch. So, the energy was definitely there. There was a little bit of movement and motion from the guitar player, and from Jill. The bass player just literally stood there. And the guitar player didn't do much more than he did. I would give second place to Jill. At least she was kind of moving around the stage a little bit on a more consistent basis. So there's that. Stage interaction. Nope. Didn't have any. We had 0 interaction between the band members. They could have been in 4 separate rooms, and there would have been no difference whatsoever. Crowd interaction. 0. There was 0 crowd interaction. And look, I know the songs are difficult to play. I know they are. I know it's not easy, but there are parts in Dance of Eternity where things get very simple. What a great opportunity it would have been for some crowd interaction. Point to the crowd, motion to the crowd. There were parts where like Jill wasn't even playing. What a great opportunity it would have been for her to maybe get the crowd to start clapping, you know, but we didn't get any of that. We had zero crowd interaction, and that is like the big one for me. Showmanship, sort of, kind of. Jill was zeroed in on her fingers. I mean, that was kind of fun to watch. Wow, how intently and intensely she was watching her fingers. But honestly, that's about it. Again, any showmanship goes to the drummer. So I'll give the drummer the tip of the hat on that one. But I mean, for the most part though, there was really no showmanship at all. Production, it's a small venue, and I know they weren't really playing in front of a huge crowd, so there wasn't a whole lot of production other than the lighting. But I don't think the lighting was like pre-programmed. I think it was on the fly. So, God, like I said, I absolutely acknowledge that they nailed the songs. I do. I 100% agree with everybody that they nailed the songs. I agree. I absolutely agree with you. And does this deserve a higher score? If I had never heard Quadratum do the Dance of Eternity, and this was my first time doing it, I could include it. And I guarantee you, without hesitation, this would be in the 5s. Guaranteed, okay? But unfortunately, we don't have that ability. We don't have that option. I've heard the song before by Dream Theater, and I've even heard Quadratum do it. So it's not a surprise. It's not something new. So I have to base my score completely on the visual. And let's be honest here, folks, the visual was lackluster at best. So I'm sorry. Trust me, I want to give this a higher score. I really do. I really do. But unfortunately, the rules of the channel are the rules of the channel, and I cannot make exceptions for anyone. So 3 stars for the live performance. They covered some of the bases, but they missed the big one, crowd interaction. They had no stage interaction at all either. The other ones, they kind of hit, so I'm giving them 3 out of 5. So, which is, it's okay. It's okay. Like I said, I understand it's a tough song, but there are times within the song where things ease up quite a bit, and there are opportunities. There are opportunities in that song, believe it or not. So, 3 out of 5 stars. Yeah, I feel good with that score, and that's where we're gonna stay. So, 3 out of 5 stars. Final score. I have spoken. Well, that's gonna do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully, I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for the night, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.